What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Columbus Commons. I'm here for the food truck food court here on a Thursday afternoon with my buddy Terrence, the sax player, TERRANCEXCHARLES, that is. We've worked together a bunch under a name called DJAXCSS Plus, where I do I don't do saxophone. Terrence and my buddy Walter will do saxophone. We got drummers, bassists, all who play alongside me. And I got some tips for you to performing alongside a musician to make it work for you. Let's go. All right, guys, I'm just gonna get as many tips to you as I can in between sets or in between songs while Terrence is doing his thing. But the first one I thought of, you guys, if you're on this channel, you know I am a big proponent of having a plan. So when you meet or email with your artist for the first time, make sure you get a list of songs they love to jam to, because if they're comfortable, especially in that first half hour, they're comfortable playing songs they know they jam to, it really sets the tone for the event, lets people know that, hey, you guys are serious, and really showcases what they do. You're not the star. If they wanted just a DJ, they would hire just a DJ. Let those guys shine, find out what songs they really like to jam to, what really works for them, also for the vibe that you're trying to set for the day or for the event. Another great thing to have if you're working with a musician is a bunch of instrumentals. A lot of times if you're working with the great musicians like Terrence is, like Walter K is, what they'll do, they'll be able to kind of substitute the instrument that they're playing for the vocals of the song. Most of you guys know what I'm talking about when I say that. So if you have an instrumental, they can just take over where the vocal part would be, and it makes it really easy for them to play along with you. So you can either kind of be prepared with a bunch of instrumentals, or if you watch my video on Stemverter, my buddy DJ C-Flow has made an app that's great for DJs, which will actually separate the acapella and instrumental. It does a fantastic job. He just came out with Stemverter 2, and I think it even does a better job than Stemverter 1. So I've been using that like crazy. So any of you guys are remixers or want to play with musicians, want to have acapellas, instrumentals of songs, Stemverter is great. Or you can just download them from iTunes or wherever you guys get your instrumentals, and that way you can have them next time you play with the musician. Thought of another great tip, guys. If you're not already using mixed in key or something that tells you the keys of your song, that is really helpful when you're working with a musician, especially someone who maybe can't just like pick up a song, like pick up the key from the song just from hearing a couple notes. So if you're working with a more inexperienced musician, this is really helpful to like know the Camelot keys, but to also have like a little key that'll tell you what those Camelot keys mean. So, you know, 8A is A minor, and so on and so forth. Having the Camelot keys and be able to explain it, hey, this next one's in B minor before you switch over, is very helpful. And also in your transitions, you know, when we're DJing, we can kind of manipulate the tempo as fast as we want, right? Well, when you're playing with a musician, you want to work a little bit slower. So, hey, you know, Terrence, I'm about to slow the song down and we're gonna switch into B minor. So he knows what's coming up next. Or, hey, we got a hot stop in 3, 2, 1, boom. And then he hits the sax note, I hit the next song, and then it's a nice smooth transition to the next one. So again, Camelot wheels, and slow down and communicate with the musician. I'm probably gonna talk about communication a lot more in just a second. Okay, guys, I touched on it in the last tip, but communication is key from at the beginning, before the performance, during the performance, and then after as well. So before the performance, we already talked about, you know, hey, what songs can you jam to? What do you bring in? How are we gonna connect it? All that stuff. During the show, you might want to have hand signals. Hey, you know, I'm speeding up, I'm slowing down. This could be volume up, this could be volume down. But you want to work those out with your musician beforehand, so that during the show, you know, you're not trying to scream over each other, especially if it's something where people are watching you play. Today, you know, it's very chill, very much background music, so we don't have to worry too much about that. We can just kind of talk to each other. But in a very, you know, high pressure performance, you might want to have hand signals and kind of know what's coming next. What else? Kind of when they're transitioning, we already talked about switching keys and things like that. Do you need a break? Is this a good song for you? Especially if you're like, you know, me and Terrence, I kind of just do what I need to do, and Terrence just plays over because he's such a talented musician. Walter K is another one who can do the same thing. But if you're not with a musician like that and you have more of a set list, hey, what's coming next? Or hey, we got to switch it up, something, all right, we're gonna change up the vibe, hard stop, all that kind of stuff. You want to make sure you and the musician know how to communicate with one another. other. And this is not a time to be especially nice. I know musicians and DJs want to be like nice to each other, but if something's not working for you, don't say like, yeah, it's working for me, if it's gonna make for a worse performance. If you're a musician and the song's not working for you, hey, try and get it out. That's what the DJ is here for, to get, you know, to get where we need to get to for the performance to be good as quickly as possible. Song's not working, we wait till the next chorus, the next breakdown, mix it out, and then that way we're not having a bad show for the audience. I think I'm running out of tips here, but you know I had to mention this one. Make sure you record. I'm talking audio, video, maybe having someone come out and just do video, because if you want to do events like this all the time, you got to be able to explain to clients why it's so cool and why it sounds so good. And an audio recording is good, a video recording is better, and then having an external videographer record you, do the audio, and make a really nice, I'd say 15 to 30 second video explaining what you do and how you do it with the musician will pay dividends down the road. And you want to record audio just because you want to review it with the musician. Hey, oh man, I was a little bit too loud here. This transition wasn't right. Oh, this song worked really well. Let me add this to the playlist of stuff that's going to work for next time. Just a lot of reviewing. You guys know how I love that. And if you want to know the recorders that I use or how to record, I'll put a video link right up here to let you guys know that. But Terrence is getting down. I'm gonna get back to him. All right, so my first tip is all about setup. So what I like to do is have both the DJ as well as musician be self-sufficient. So even if the DJ didn't show up, the musician could still, you know, have a speaker, their phone with some instrumentals or some songs that they like to jam to, and still do the event. That way, even in a worst case scenario, you still have some music, you still have something going on while the DJ or the musician kind of like fixes their stuff. So again, both the DJ and the musician be self-sufficient, and then I like to use an external mixer, and I highly recommend this. You know, that way you can have, you know, your DJ channel coming in through one, the musician coming through another. You can mix and match them. You know, the musician might even have some effects that they're putting into their stuff. So you really don't want all that running into the same system where you don't have a whole lot of control. And then you single one single out to the speaker, and then you can adjust volume with that. So that's one thing that I recommend. Both artists be self-sufficient, and make sure you have an external mixer to make sure it sounds really clean. Well guys, I think that's gonna be all the tips I have today. Big shout outs to Terrance for being featured in the video. You guys can check him out on Instagram, TERRANCEXCHARLES. And I think that's it, at TERRANCEXCHARLES. I'll obviously put that into the description and probably on the screen somewhere. But yeah guys, thanks for checking out the video. And if you have any questions about how to perform with musicians, leave them in the comments. I'd be happy to answer them. And if you made it to this far in the video, please you know, take a second to like the video. And if you want more tips, more performance videos, everything DJ, and make sure you subscribe. DJ Access signing off. Peace.